Hello and welcome to today's episode of Doing What It Takes to Become a Natural Pro Bodybuilder. Um, some things have changed again, which is so crazy because I don't expect anything to change. But then as I make more content and basically get my journey or talk about my experiences, people come to me with more information about what I could do next or what my actual options are. So before we get there on what the major changes are, I'll go through the regular week five or weekly updates, and then we'll go through what I learned through the week since last time. So first things first, how has the 7 day split been feeling now that I'm a few weeks into it? And I was actually thinking about this the other day. So it's going pretty good. It's definitely sustainable. I'm enjoying the routine and everything, but I realized because I have it's a 7 day split, right, and I have hamstrings here and quads here, this is the only time where there's actually two um, leg days basically back to back from Sunday to Monday. And for some reason, the gulf between, this lat session and this chest session feels like forever between me doing the upper body workout and I actually miss, hitting chest. Luckily, um, obviously one thing, my chest isn't a weakness, so which is why I'm not really prioritizing it. But my chest is actually quite, I felt a lot of soreness from the workout that I did, obviously because it's a new routine. I felt a lot of soreness there, so it just about recovered on probably like Saturday. So I'm definitely going to be fresh for the session today that I'm going to go in and really push myself. So sort of like a double-edged sword, it's definitely going to be effective for growing my hamstrings. At the same time, though, having only 3 upper body days just feels so alien to me and something that I have to work on getting used to. But it's not a bad thing. It's definitely going to help me bring out the best of my physique. Okay, what does a full day look like day to day? So I'm not sure if I explained it before, which is why I kind of put the question in. But basically, right now, the way I do my training is wake up early in the morning, have my first meal. I wait probably like an hour and a half when I do my morning cardio. After that, I wait, or I'll come home, do some work, admin, all that kind of stuff, just kind of like checking on clients, see how they're doing. And then I would have had my meal two after the run. And then I'll have my meal three, where it's all the same meals, by the way. I actually just finished it. It's obviously you won't be able to see anything, but it's ESN rice pudding and some whey protein. I basically put that all into a bowl, mix it together. Well, put the rice pudding in the microwave first for about 2 minutes, mix it up, put it in a bowl with protein powder, mix up. It's a great treat. And actually, I started adding dates and dark chocolate to it as well, which definitely enhances the flavor. Now I can basically use any flavor I want because the dates and the dark chocolate will carry. Anyway, so I have my meal three and then wait an hour or so before going to the gym for my session. And usually I like to go around 2 p.m. But the gym I've been going to recently, I don't know what it is. It's never empty at 2 p.m. Usually, most gyms, they're sort of empty midday to till about maybe 5 p.m. This gym, it seems like it doesn't get empty in the time that it's supposed to, which I can only assume is because everybody else like me is probably trying to become an influencer. So they don't have a regular 9 to 5 job. Anyway, so after gym, usually it's about time I can have dinner. I like to stretch out as long as possible, but I I'm also trying to fix my sleep routine. So if I can have dinner early, I would be able to go through digestion process a lot quicker. Well, not quicker, but I would be able to, get most of that digestion process done by the time I go to sleep. So I won't have any uncomfortable movements in my sleep. And at the same time, what I've also been doing is trying to limit my water intake after a certain time so that I don't get up to sleep. At the moment, my sleep is terrible to the point where I wake up like every hour on the hour sort of thing, or I have like a consistent wake up routine. So what I've started doing is trying to not drink any water after 6 p.m. And let's say I go to bed at like 10 or 11 p.m. By then I would basically almost not be dehydrated, but out of water to use, to go to the toilet. So then I can sleep through the night better and not wake up from having to use the toilet. And it's actually worked surprisingly well. I started from 9 p.m. and then I reduced it to 8 p.m. and then reduced it to 7 p.m. and I realized 6 p.m. is the best time to stop drinking water so that I can get a full night's sleep, which is it's so crazy to think all these little measures that I have to put in place to make sure I can sleep. Because sleep is honestly one of the most metabolic things you can do for your body. Like you grow a lot more in your sleep than anything else. So as much time as I can spend uninterrupted during my sleep, the more gains I can make, basically. So initially I thought I had sleep apnea, and now that I don't wake up too many times. Well, now that I don't drink too late, I don't wake up too many times, and I'm considering, did I have sleep apnea or just generally bad sleep hygiene? I have no clue, but I'm going to find out tomorrow with my GP appointment. um, but yeah, so that's basically my day today. I try to go to bed around 10 p.m. I'm trying to bring it earlier and earlier, but I find that I tend to wake up around the same time anyway. So even if I try to sleep at 9 p.m., I'll wake up at 4 a.m. either way. If I sleep at 10 p.m., wake up at 4 a.m. So obviously, the longer sleep time I can get, the better. But I kind of want to just lock in a consistent sleep pattern. Anyway, show updates, the big one. Okay, so I made this video the other day. Just was a short basically. I made a short the other day talking about how I'm 18 weeks out from the. Oops. I'm 18 weeks out from the Two Bros Pro show, and I didn't really think anything of it. I basically went over how I won't be able to win a pro card because they don't give one out at that show, and a few people came to me with with solutions and alternatives. So in one thing I said, I'll start with the first guy that came to me. So one thing I said was that I think IFBB Pro Card is kind of the cream of the crop, and somebody messaged me and was saying no, the WMBF Pro Card is actually the higher prestige when it comes to the natural scene, because I think they've been doing their rigorous testing for longer and they're more globally known. So the WMBF, they also have they've got a federation in America, Canada, Spain, literally around the whole world. And what that allows you to do is also just like compete in their federation globally too. So then it had me thinking, oh, maybe I have to do that WMBF show just to get the pro card. Because a lot of this I'm doing just for the accolades, just to say I did it, right? So I feel like it's one of those things where I kind of want to get, you can see my accolades here. Here. A lot of these shows, yeah, I'm doing just to say I did it. So I'm thinking, because really and truly, so the WMBF show is about 14 weeks away, right? Or maybe just under 14 weeks. If I'm going to be in shape for the two Two Bros Pro show, I'll probably be in decent shape for the WMBF. Now, so right now I'm around 102 kg, right? All I really need to do is to lose, let's say, 1 kg per week to be able to be in good shape by the time I get to WMBF show, and that's not unreasonable for me. Well, it's not a rate of progress that I'm unused to. So it's one of those things about how hard do I really want to push, and I think I might have to just commit to showing up to all these shows. Anyway, so the WMBF show, that's one thing that's been considered, right? Another thing, this guy messaged me saying there's actually a bunch of IFBB Pro shows available in Spain, France, and Poland on the 1st of November. I'm like, damn, he's also competing, but he's not in my category. And he has a sick physique as well. He looks crazy. Look at his waist, just tiny as hell. I don't know how like he has this sort of like structure. So crazy. Like muscle bellies are insane. Look at his back. Like yeah, he's got crazy physique. But he messaged me basically going like recommending what show I could enter. So these guys have a IFBB Pro show. It's a protocol for I to give out 10 cards on the 1st of November for amateurs. So I can actually just enter this and then win an IFBB Pro card by the end of it on the day. That way it's a lot easier if I can go to Spain as opposed to going all the way to Virginia in America just to try and get a pro card. And it's like, I feel like one, obviously Spain is cheaper and closer, but then there's also like more that I could do holiday wise in Spain. And they also have cheesecake in San Sebastian. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't be out in terms of opportunities to have cheesecake. So that happened, right? And then the third thing that happened was, if anybody knows AJ Morris, he's like a natural bodybuilding coach and a competitor. He's been coaching the game for like a long time. He's actually he's very established in the game. I think it's him. It's only like I think he's on top of the list of natural coaches, and there's maybe about like 5 of them really who specify in natural bodybuilding coaching, which I want to specify. So he is in my niche. As in like he's the blueprint for what I want to achieve. But anyway, he actually has his own natural bodybuilding show. And he asked me basically like, like he wants me to do the pro lineup for his show, and I'm like, what? Like, I think basically the Drug Free UK Bodybuilding Association pro card that I have allows me to be a pro for his federation too. But that means I have to compete against people who are like in the top of the game, where I don't even think I'm in my top of my game right now. I don't think I have my best physique. I don't think my best physique will be ready to compete against other pros. I think I can beat amateurs, but right now I can't beat this guy. Look at his glutes. Look at his hamstring and quads. I can't compete against someone like this. And I think this is somebody who's going to be at the show. So as much as I'd love to do the show, and I have to. I don't think it'll be a good look if I competed here, because I don't have glutes like this yet. That's what I'm trying to work towards. I don't have hamstring. Actually, my hamstrings are kind of like this, but the quads here, crazy. I don't have this. The only thing I could beat him on is probably just like lat spread and biceps. But apart from that, I think this show is a bit too advanced for me at the moment. But I'm definitely interested in it. Anyways, that being said, because of the Euro show, I actually might switch the shows that I'm doing from Two Bros Pro to the Euro Naturals. So that's something that's happening. Well, that's possible to happen, and then also the WMBF show if I'm ready for it. Also, WMBF have a world show in Canada that I could enter if I win. I think I mentioned that before. But all that being said, there's always something new apparently every single week that goes on with these shows that surprise me. So the more you know, I guess, especially like the more you put out there, the more opportunities you have to learn. All right, cool. My physique now to versus show day. I'm definitely like, obviously, this is show day. I'm definitely not at that condition yet. And one thing that's given me some sort of sense of comfort is that I know I'm within range. Like if let's say I plan to lose 1 kg per week, wherever it is, right? All I need is about 10 weeks to get back into the shape. Right now I'm about 5 weeks into rebuilding. I wouldn't say 5 weeks of active cutting. I'd say probably about 2 weeks of active cutting. So in about 8 weeks time, I should be relatively close to this physique, which is a lot more comforting, because in my mind I'm thinking, oh my god, I've lost all my gains. I've made so much mistakes with eating and everything, but really and truly, I'm actually not too far from this physique. All right, cool. One thing that has to go right in this prep for me to be happy with how I come in for the show. I guess one thing that has to go right this time around is just that my hamstrings, my condition just needs to be better. I think, once I can basically get the glute lines like that guy, obviously mine won't be that crazy. I don't know how he got his that crazy. His is so distinct, but once I get my hamstrings to be fixed, it will give me confidence to, not confidence, but I know that, okay, this period was actually worth investing in 2 hamstring sessions a week and 2 glute sessions a week. Okay, one thing I'd say for someone who is watching and is thinking about their first comp is you always have more fat to lose than you expect with these kind of things. That's true with just general dieting, but then also with bodybuilding prep, everybody just has more fat to lose, which is a crazy idea to consider, but you can always be leaner, and that's just the case of it. So I would recommend, unless you feel like you're certain about the weight that you want to come in at, or the weight you need to be to look your best, I would say stick to a steady, prolonged improvement phase where you just try to get improve your weaknesses, get your strength up, get your size up, kind of build a physique that is ready to cut rather than jumping straight into a cut, because you might cut for, let's say, 16 weeks and end up looking unimpressive to you. So you might as well work on improving your physique first and then doing the cut. When I say improving your physique, it's more than just like cutting and bulking or maintaining or anything like that. It's actually working on weak points, normalizing your body fat percentage, getting to the point where the only thing left to do to compete is just going through a routine diet phase. But hopefully that's all clear. If you have any questions about, let me change the phase. So right now, in a productive fat loss phase, calories are still the same. Cardio is still 5 times a week, doing 5K runs. Just did my run earlier today. It's very hot outside, but c'est la vie. All right. If you have any questions or want to have my support for your first ever natural bodybuilding show, feel free to look in the description for a link on how to message me. All right, that's it. Bye.